Welcome back, guys, to the second instalment of the Market Watch series, where basically we just see what's on for sale on the market, what we could buy, what we could waste our money on. What we'll also be integrating that with today is I've been fortunate enough to have a few of you lovely subscribers send me in emails of your bikes and the sort of things that you're planning on doing with them and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to be integrating that from now on as well. So yeah, if you do want to send me any details of you, your bike, what trips you've got planned, or what bike maybe you're looking at buying, because it's all good stuff. I love to talk about the market, what's on for sale, what people are buying, what people are selling. So, which has really inspired me actually this week for Market Watch, because yeah, normally we would just go through what's for sale, what's interesting, what I've sort of found and thought, you know what, I'd like that, or something I haven't seen for years. But yeah, actually, it was one of you guys that has inspired me for my next bike, but we will go into that shortly. Anyway, we're going to start today with what I'm going to be doing with the Pan-European. That's going for an MOT on Friday. I normally like to do a video on Thursday, but yeah, that won't be possible because the MOT test, I can't fit it in till Friday. So we'll be taking that in on Friday. Fingers crossed it gets an MOT. Who knows? It'd be the first time I've ridden the bike at this point as well, so I'm a little bit nervy about that. I've got to drive it all the way from where I am into the centre of Croydon, which isn't exactly the best run in the world, but something needs must, unfortunately, and the bike's not ULEZ compliant, so it's going to cost me an extra £12.50 before I've even taken the MOT. So, yes, that's great. The next thing I've got a bike being dropped off later on today. It is an absolute boat anchor, and I paid 70 quid for it. Delivery has cost me £130, so yes, it's it's double the cost in delivery than what I've actually paid for the bike, but it'd be quite an amusing one. It's an old classic, so yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. That will be coming maybe this week, maybe the start of next week. But yeah, to be honest, I've not even really looked at the photos too much. I'm not holding out too much hope on this one. This might be a quick have a look at, go, yeah, that's too much work, and get rid, or potentially we could store it and then start a restoration on it over the winter. So yeah, that will be down to you guys though. So yeah, we've got a few things going on, but yeah, that's what's led me today to the Market Watch. It was one of you guys, and he was, so today I'm actually going to be looking for a bike. It's an Enduro bike I'm after, but something potentially older, or maybe not. I don't know. I've had KTMs in the past. I've had a lot of KTM EXC 350s. Love them. Think it's probably the best off-road bike about. But yeah, I'm thinking, because I like old bikes, I'm thinking I should really go old. I mean, ideally, over 40 years old, so I get tax exemption, MOT exemption, and yeah, they're just cheap to insure, cheap to run, and they're money in the bank if you buy the right one as well. So, which gets me started today on my first potential bike, maybe. It's a Yamaha XT600 2KF in red and white. I mean, he's wanting the earth for this bike. It's not worth what he's asking for it. But he says it's a well-loved, tidy, but not show condition. Plenty of work done. Fork seals, oils changed. New exhaust. The swing arm bush is replaced. Front brake, piston seals, pads, carb serviced, manifolds fitted. Engine, nothing broken or cracked. Okay, so yeah, not one of the best write-ups I've ever seen for a bike. Which, to be honest, you always buy the buyer first before you buy the bike. So yeah, that would probably put me off a few things. It's a weird price as well, 3576.72, which I understand if it's been converted from dollars or whatever else. But yeah, it's a bit of a strange price considering it's a UK one. But at least in fairness to him, he hasn't used an AI description. Please, people, do not use AI descriptions. They are the worst things in the world. When you read them, you just know it's automatically a nonsense AI description. And as soon as I read it, it just, to be honest, it puts my back up a little bit, actually, because I just think it's so lazy, because they'll finish it with MOT 8 months, and then that's pretty much the contribution. But you'll hear about, yes, this bike's designed for extra comfort for when you're riding down these windy roads abroad, and it's just, No, just tell me about the bike. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of AI descriptions, and I'm seeing them all over eBay at the moment, and I think even Auto Trader do it. It's nonsense. So yes, XT600, because I've already got an exhaust for an XT600, an Arrow exhaust, not the Baja style one. I've got a few other bits that I actually had bought because I wanted to convert an XT600 to Supermoto, so that would be a really good option, an XT600. So, but I want one that's over 40 years old, maybe one that needs a bit of work. So yeah, a bit of few and far between, but yeah, that one's not for me. This one's quite an interesting bike. It's an old Honda XL185, low miles. To be honest, it hasn't really got the guts, the 185. It's a 1980, low mileage, so we fit into the 40 years. Great little bike for green laning, new chain and sprocket, battery, starts first or second kick cold, quite tidy for its age. It was an imported project from Africa, so into register is here. Nova, so it's not road registered here either. So if you've got the Nova documents and all that sort of stuff, it's not really a problem. But it actually brings me on to another point. If you guys are interested in knowing how to register bikes in the UK and all that good stuff, then let me know. I'm quite happy to do a video on that. I've done it many times. I've bought bikes in the past that haven't been registered. And yeah, I sort of know the sort of foibles and the way to sort of navigate that. I've done it a few times. So yeah, if you're interested in a video on that, then let me know. Probably not. To say it's a little bit niche is an understatement. But if you are going for it, you want some help, then just send me an email. I'm happy to help. So yeah, 185 Honda. It's cool, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's got enough guttage. This bike, I kind of like. We don't really seem to understand its off-road enduro prowess here. I mean, there's probably a few of you in the comments do, but it's the Kawasaki KLR 650. This is the C7 version. Oh, sorry, C7 2001 C7. Right, okay. So yes, this is a KLR 650. 31,000 miles. 3,250, which is all the world and a bit more. Very good condition, super clean, well looked after. Used on E5 fuel. Mine for the last 16 years, only because of selling it due to lack of use. Has full MOT, owner's kit, workshop manuals, done the service, ACBS handguards, blah, blah, blah. So he's got it advertised for £3,250 on eBay. And then you go into his listing and then he says at the bottom, £2,950 on your offer. So, yeah. As I say, it's probably best to, if you're trying to sell, I mean, he's gone to a decent effort here. It's not the best write-up I've ever seen. I mean, I have done a buyer's guide on how to buy motorcycles secondhand, so check that out if you haven't seen that, guys. It's a very detailed video, but I'm thinking about doing one used as well, because I see a lot of great bikes that have been advertised not particularly well, and then they take ages to sell. So yeah, if again anyone's interested in seeing a video how I would sell, then please let me know. As I say, I've sold many bikes over the years, many bikes. So yeah, I've got a good knowledge on it. It used to be my profession, and now I just do it for fun. So yeah, if you're interested in that, then let me know, guys. Oh, this bike I absolutely adored. It's sold now. It bid up on eBay. It is a Honda XL600R Paris-Dakar, 1984, so we fit into the 40 years old. Problem is though, a big thumper like this, kickstart only. It sounds cool. You think, yeah, brilliant kickstart, you don't have to worry if the battery's dead or whatever else. But the problem is, if you don't use the bike, it's a pig to start. And I know a lot of you will go, oh, well, yeah, you've got to get the carbs set up properly and all this sort of stuff. They're a bit of a nightmare, I'll be honest, they are. Which, with some of the XT600s, you can get some with, obviously, with electric start. But most of those fall into non-ULEZ. Obviously, I'm in a ULEZ zone, hence why I'd like something, if I'm going to have something over 40 years, or newer, so I don't have to worry about that, which will bring me on to the next one anyway. But yes, this XL600 is absolutely stunning. It's a 1984. Yeah, as he says, kickstart only, 29,000 miles, MOT and tax exempt and ULEZ exempt. New steering bearings, carb overhaul service, new sprockets, cush drive rubbers, front caliper overhaul, rear wheel bearings, new chain. Paperwork from the previous owner, bought it from Switzerland, done all the work himself. So yes, that bid up to £3,610, which obviously it's an older bike, but I think it's worth the money. Whoever bought that, around about £3,500, I think they've done a decent job. It looks very tidy as well. And these old bikes as well qualify for different types of sort of enduro events as well. So yeah, that does appeal to me. as I say, I've done a lot of green lane in the past, but really on newer bikes, newer KTMs and stuff. My first bike I ever did do a bit of green lane on was an XT600, and I've probably bought and sold 20 odd in the last few years. I had one during lockdown, which was 2005, so one of the sort of later ones, registered with 500 miles and was like absolutely brand spanking new. But that was way too good to use for a bit of green laning. So yes, a very interesting little bike. Right, on to the next one then. This is something a bit different. This is the Honda CRF 300L. So a newer bike, it's a Honda, it's going to be super reliable, obviously electric start. Yeah, and just, it's going to be a different proposition, isn't it, from something old. It's going to be ultra reliable, it's fuel injected, no carbs to worry about. It would be massive fun. I think I haven't actually ridden one, but they've got the new 2025 model out, well, it is out now, and Doble Coulsdon are getting a demonstration in, so I will try my best to test ride that bike, see what I think. I won't be taking it off road. It's a brand new bike, so obviously I'm not gonna do that. I'd love to, but obviously it's not my bike to do that. But yeah, this is a 72 plate. It's only done 668 miles. It's got an aftermarket exhaust. It's got a few other little bits on there as well. I can see it's got a bash guard and yeah, a few other bits. But 4,850. I think that's all the money for it. It's an immaculate condition, one owner bike. He's done a bit of green laning. Very practical. They are very practical. You know, they're great MPG, but again, obviously I don't qualify for MOT exemption and all that good stuff, which isn't a problem. It's just a bit of a pain every year to have to then take it down there. Especially if you've got an Enduro bike like that, to ride from here to Senator Croydon isn't ideal. But it's an option. And I've seen another little bike as well on Car and Classic, 2495, an XLR 250R, 6,500 kilometres on a J Plate 92, that'll be then. It was registered overseas. He's done quite a few bits and bobs with it. I think that would just be good fun. Super reliable. You know, not too heavy, but I mean, these are quite heavy for what they are, 250, so it's not going to be a rocket ship. But yeah, an interesting little proposition. As I say, I'd like something a bit older. So guys, let me know what you think I should be buying. You know, that sort of age, that sort of vintage. You know, stick it in the comments or send me an email. Send me a picture of your bike, your Enduro bike that you use a green lane, or maybe you just have one for just ripping around the streets on. So yeah, send me a picture. I'd love to see. I'd love other ideas as well. So yeah, please let me know. This bike I love. Not that I'm going to be buying this one, but it's an XT500. He wants £9,500 for it. But yeah, it's just been Paris-Dakar up to within an inch of its life. It looks incredibly cool and kind of inspiring, hence why I'm leaning towards the XT600 way. This is obviously an XT500, but it's a very cool looking bike, 1976. It's had, yeah, it looks like it's had a kitchen sink thrown at it. It's had all sorts of bits and aftermarket parts again, bash guard, larger tank, you know, the Enduro tank and all that sort of stuff. Is it £9,500 good? In my opinion, no. I mean, I wouldn't pay £9,500 for it, but again, that is just my opinion, subjective. You guys might go, that's an absolute bargain. But if I was spending that sort of money, I think I'd want it to get as standard as possible, an absolute minter that way. That would be my thoughts on it anyway. Okay, well, this is what brings me on to you guys. You've been sending me fantastic emails. I've only chosen 4 emails and to go through another chap I know who's doing a trip as well. So I thought I'd just sort of circle it round to the 5. But yes, anyone that hasn't made it into this week will go into next week anyway. So yeah, please send me. I could do with some more for next week. So if you could send me your details, your bike, what you've been up to on it, what type of bike you've got. Doesn't matter if it's old, new. I don't care if it's a 50cc. I don't care if it's an 1800cc. I don't care if it's a Triumph Rocket. I don't care if it's a Honda Vision. We don't discriminate. Right, okay, this bike interested me a lot because I owned one for many years and I only sold it recently, probably about less than a year ago, probably. It is Max by Mr. Gary Cox. Hi, I bought this bike in lockdown project. It cost me £1,700. I started stripping it down to the frame and had it back together for July when we were back to work. I spent around £1,200 to £1,300 on him. And when he come out the garage at the end of this month, I'll take it for a few trips around the country. He's based in Essex, and I love a VMAX. Got to make sure it's a full power VMAX though, like this one is. I'll insert a picture of Gary's bike, and I'll also insert a picture of my bike. So yeah, mine was a 1985, which won't be ULEZ till this year. End of this year is going to be ULEZ compliant. But yeah, Gary's looks fantastic. Full 145 horsepower one. Well, it looks standard. He's even got standard exhausts on it. Yeah, it looks like he's got the actual carbon tank cover on this one, which was a bit of a special edition job. I mean, I love VMAXs, but they're not the easiest bikes to restore. That V4 and those carbs are a nightmare, and everything's all pretty tight in. I absolutely threw the kitchen sink at mine. New tyres, full carb rebuild, new fork seals, just the list went on and on. I think like Gary, actually, I spent the best part of, nearly £2,000 on it. So yeah, I feel his pain with that. You know what? They should be commanding more money than what they do, these VMAXs. I think the problem is we had a lot of grey imports. There's a lot of them about. And yeah, I just don't think we really get them here. I don't think we really understand what they are, because they're sort of a muscle cruiser type bike. So yeah, they're always a little bit lost in translation, I think. But I do love a Yamaha VMAX. Do I miss mine? You know what? Not particularly, if I'm honest. I love the bike. I had it for so many years, but I ended up just sort of moving it here, there, and around. And I think I probably will miss it, giving it another few months or whatever else. But yeah, it was just getting to the point I wasn't using it. But yeah, I miss seeing the bike, but I don't. Yeah, the thing with the VMAX is they're fantastic. They've got loads of power, but they don't handle particularly well. The brakes aren't very good. They go like absolute rocket ships, and they should be commanding more money than what they do, which is a bit of a shame, really. But hopefully one day they will. But yeah, I don't think there's a cooler bike about. If I see someone with a VMAX, I think, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, thanks for that, Gary. Best of luck. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, so next is John. John's been a sub pretty much from the beginning. We haven't been going wonderfully long, but yeah, he's one of the originals. And he's got a Honda CBR 125R 2014. He originally planned to do his bike test when he was 17, but life has got in the way a little bit, and he's now 51. So yes, he's going to be doing his full licence this year. So yeah, he's currently riding around on this lovely CBR 125R. It looks very, very well looked after. He's been racking up the miles on that, and yeah, he's obviously just getting ready for his bike test. And when he does get his bike test, I think he's looking for maybe a GSX 800S or something like that. So yeah, obviously we've test ridden that, so you would have seen that in the video. So yeah, John, he's very supportive, and that's what he's looking at doing. So best of luck, John. I'm sure you'll have no issues flying through your bike test. I know there's a load of hoops they put you through now to your hazard perception and doing your 2 modules or whatever else it is, but yeah, you've had a lot of experience now, so I don't think you'll have any problems whatsoever. So best of luck to John. Okay, my next email I've received is from Steve, and he's got a Kawasaki Vulcan, and yeah, I think he's over in Sweden at the moment. Actually, I will link. He's got his own YouTube channel, so I'll link it in the description as well. And yeah, he just rides about in his Kawasaki Vulcan. As you can see the picture here, he's got every bit of touring gear you can imagine on this bike. And yeah, I've watched a couple of his videos, so yeah, I'll link him down in the description. Yeah, and just yeah, you can see the sort of roads he has compared to us. So yeah, to say I'm rather jealous is an understatement. But yeah, please check out his channel. Yeah, subscribe, and yeah, just yeah, see the difference between the two. But yeah, I love these Kawasaki's. Especially the way what he's done with this, actually, with all the luggage and all that good stuff. It does look pretty cool. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that, Steve. I think you could get a couple more panniers on there though, mate, if you tried. Maybe 3 or 4 more, maybe a couple of top boxes. I mean, you've definitely eked out every bit of space on that, and it looks fantastic. So thanks for that. Okay, on to my last one, which is Rob. Rob really is the one who's inspired this week's Market Watch video, and I saw these pictures, and it just instantly made me miss having a proper enduro bike. Rob is from Torquay. And here is a picture of his bike. And many of you probably haven't actually heard of this bike. There's probably a few of you that have. But it's a Kurtz 250. It was brand new. It's a Chinese copy of an old Honda CRF. They're brand new. They're £2,500. I'll insert a picture of that as well. And yeah, he says it's a Chinese copy of an old CRF, complete with old school carb. I love it, and it's really been helping my mental health to go out in green lanes in Devon. I'm just building a big garage to the house to house some of his toys in. He said maybe even a £200 pan-European, so fantastic. Well, I hope I have inspired a little bit with those sort of videos, Rob. But yeah, no, you've inspired me massively actually with this video, and you touched upon something there which I think is probably, yeah, something we don't talk about a lot, and obviously it's Mental Health Week as well this week. And I think we can all agree that riding our bikes is fantastic for our mental health, and it does really help out. And when I read that, it sort of struck a bit of a chord, because I thought, you know what, he's 100% right. You know, if you are a little bit, you know, annoyed or upset or whatever else, you go for a ride on your bike, it does make things a little bit different, you know. And I think Baron von Grumble, as you probably know, is a very well-known YouTuber, but, you know, he's a big advocate for helping with mental health and all that good stuff as well. So I'll link him in the description. But yeah, he has a bit of an initiative going on, called Talk, Permission to Talk, which is a real sort of interesting thing for motorcyclists and all that good stuff. So yes, I think it's just about getting, you know, people on motorcycles sort of talking to each other and maybe talk about their mental health. So yeah, if you carry this sticker on your bike, it just basically says that you're open to a chat, which I think is fantastic. And yeah, Baron von Grumble, I've been watching for years, even to the point where he took his, I think he had a GSX-R 1000, and he took that green lane. I think that's probably one of the first videos I ever saw of his. He's a very funny guy. He knows a lot about bikes. He's a lot quicker on a motorbike than I am, that's for sure. So yeah, check him out as well. So yeah, that struck a bit of a chord for me actually, Rob, when I read that. I think that's you know, it's a really important message you put there, and I think yeah, it's something that, you know, a lot of us should probably discuss more. But very interested in a Kurtz 250, so check that out as well, guys. You know, £2,500 for a brand new motorcycle. Yes, it's a Chinese copy, and I read into him a bit actually when he sort of sent that through, and there's a few bits that you probably wouldn't like. You can change for obviously Honda parts for a bit better quality that you can get used and whatever else. So yeah, you can have yourself a bit of a bargain, brand new Honda CRF. Well, let's not say Honda CRF, let's say a copy of a Honda. But I just thought that was very interesting. He got his full license in the 90s. But again, life got in the way a bit. So yeah, he's jumped back in the saddle this year, and God, has he got some roads and some off-road green lanes that we're sadly missing around here. But we have got a few. So yeah, he's inspired me a bit there. So thanks, Rob. Thanks for reaching out, mate. I really do appreciate that. And best of luck with your new garage. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. But yeah, keep us posted. Send us some emails of it, how you're progressing, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's that from our subscribers this week. So yeah, please send me through your bikes, guys. It'd be fantastic to see what you've got. Which brings me on to, this was another bike I'd seen as well. I'll slide this one in here a bit. It was a Suzuki DR650, £2,350, 1,600 miles. Yeah, it's worn a little bit round the edges. It's an electric start. Just had a new carb fitted with 12 months MOT. Good for age, all that good stuff. Problem is, it won't be ULEZ, so that will be a bit of a pain. But it looks fantastic and a cool bike. And I did see also another Yamaha TTR 600. This is the one that's got the Öhlins rear shock. It's a bit of a zooped up XC600. This is on for £3,800. Again, not ULEZ, 9,000 kilometres. It's had a full service and all that good stuff. So those are the sort of bikes that are in the running. Again, that's not ULEZ. So yeah, guys, send me your ideas, what you think I should be going for. Which brings me on to another one. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. It's John Harrott. I actually bought a bike from John. I bought a BMW K1600 from him a couple of years ago. To say John is a proper motorcyclist is an understatement. He's now got a BMW, he's got a 1250 GS. And within 2 years of ownership, I think it's around about 2 years of ownership, he had knocked up around about 100,000 miles on his BMW GS. And I'm quite interested to do a video on this as well, because he has highlighted in some of his posts what he's had to have on his BMW GS in a space of 100,000 miles. And it's quite a considerable amount of things. So yeah, but now John is out on a massive trip with a couple of his mates. He has, he's been going through Greece, Turkey. He's called it the Silk Road trip. He's gone through Kosovo. He's gone through absolutely everywhere. He was on the road to Serbia. He was, I've just been keeping an eye out. Obviously not in that order, but yeah, that's what he's been doing. So, starting going through Europe, going through Austria and all that good stuff. So, yeah, to say he is another great picture of him here in Bosnia as well. Yeah, he doesn't mess about. I think he was in the army actually, or in the military of some description. So, yeah, he's a proper motorcyclist. I bought a very, very well cared for BMW K1600 from him, which he'd racked up some miles on that as well, and that was an absolutely fantastic bike. I did a few trips on that. So, yeah, I always say to him, yeah, when you want to sell your old GS, John, I'll have that off you as well, mate. It'd be interesting to see, because by the time he probably would sell it, it'd probably have about 150,000 miles on it. So it'd be a very interesting video. So yes, guys, that pretty much sums up Market Watch this week. So yeah, please keep them coming. I'll put my email address in the description. And yes, like and subscribe to see other motorcycle type content. I quite enjoy doing these Market Watch things because I'm looking at stuff for sale all the time anyway. So yeah, just this week was a little bit on the selfish side because it's looking for a bike for myself. So maybe you've got an old Enduro bike sitting in your garage that you want rid of. Then let me know. Maybe we can do a deal and maybe I can do a few videos with it. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video.